Europe's most secret animal. If you want to search for it, I'll give you some clues.
I bet I can find it. What's the first clue?
The secret animal lives in family groups.
Fallow deer live in herds of family groups. They are cautious and cunning, and unlike many other deer, are very active during the daytime. Female fallow deer often hide their newly born in vegetation until they are strong enough to move about with the herd. Young deer, known as fawns, stay with their mothers for 2 years. In winter, the spots of the fallow deer become fainter. The red deer is closely related to the fallow deer. Red deer are the largest animals in Western Europe, although their size varies a lot. In Scotland, where they live in the open Highlands, they are much smaller than those that live in the European forests.
The secret animal isn't a deer. You'll have to keep searching.
What about the chamois? Chamois are members of the goat antelope family. They are very agile and can balance on steep mountain slopes. The chamois mothers are careful and observant, always watching out for any eagles that might swoop down and take their babies.
Chamois can make amazing leaps, landing on their shock-absorbing legs. Young chamois, called kids, practice leaping by jumping on and off their mothers' backs. But the chamois isn't Europe's most secret animal.
The mouflon is a wild sheep. It lives in large flocks. Mouflon was once found only on some Mediterranean islands, but now they live in France, Germany, and in areas of southern Europe.
Mouflon have a coat of wool to protect them from the cold. What other European animals have protection around their bodies?
Herman's tortoise has a hard shell that protects it from being attacked and hurt by other animals. There are many varieties of tortoise found around the world. This one is found in southern Europe, and like the others in the tortoise family, it moves very slowly. Herman's tortoise is often kept as a pet. Many of the animals in Europe are domesticated. Is a secret animal?
It might be.
If the secret animal is domesticated, it might be one of the many farm animals found in Europe. They were all once wild, but they have been domesticated over the years and are used by farmers for their milk, wool, eggs, and lots of other purposes. Highland cattle are also domesticated animals. They live in northwest Scotland, where there are very few trees and little shelter against the cold weather. They're protected from the cold by their thick, shaggy coats. Are any of the farm animals we've seen the secret animal?
No. In fact, the secret animal has a reputation for killing some farm animals.
Although the wildcat looks very similar to a domestic cat, it has a reputation for killing lambs. Once wildcats lived throughout most of Europe, but now they live in remote forests in some parts of the Scottish Highlands.
Wildcats are quite rare and hunt at night. Like all other cats, they attack their prey through ambush. They creep up on the victim, then jump and use their strong, sharp teeth to kill.
The wildcat is a very secretive animal.
But it's not the secret animal.
Although the red fox prefers to hunt and eat rabbits and rodents, they have also been known to break into hen houses and kill chickens. The red fox has good hearing and a strong sense of smell. It's also very cunning. It will sometimes play in front of other animals to distract them so it can get close enough to catch them.
Foxes are mainly active at dusk and at night. Like dogs, foxes molt every year. But unlike dogs, foxes can climb. Here's another clue. The secret animal eats fish.
If the secret animal eats fish, it could be the white stork. Whilst most other birds use their eyes to locate food, storks have a sensitive bill which they use to catch fish. The white stork migrates from Africa to the same nest in Europe each year. They have been doing this for so long that they've become a symbol for the change of seasons. When white storks arrive in Europe, you know that spring has also arrived.
In German and Austrian folk tales, the white stork is famous for delivering babies.
Is the white stork the secret animal?
No, but like the stork, the secret animal behaves differently as the seasons change.
Otters behave differently as the seasons change. They are much less active during winter, when they spend most of their time in their dens. Otters eat fish, especially salmon and trout, which annoys fishermen. Otters have a thick undercoat of hair, which helps to keep them waterproof. They have very large lungs that allow them to stay submerged for up to 4 minutes. Baby otters are scared of water, and their mothers have to teach them how to swim by pushing them in.
Otters are protected animals in parts of Europe, but they are becoming endangered because of river pollution. I'll give you another clue. The secret animal makes special preparations as winter approaches.
What sort of preparations?
It stores food in its body, so it can last out the cold weather.
Hedgehogs eat lots of food before the cold winter weather, which is when there is less to eat. During winter, hedgehogs curl up into a nest and hibernate. They go to sleep. Their heart beats much more slowly, and they remain very, very still. Hedgehogs hibernate in their nest until the coldest part of winter has passed. Hedgehogs eat snails, slugs, acorns, and even mice. They have poor eyesight, but they can climb and swim well, and they have a good sense of hearing and smell. Is the hedgehog the secret animal?
No, the secret animal doesn't hibernate. That's your next clue.
The wild boar doesn't hibernate. Wild boars eat so much food just before winter, they become quite fat. They dig up the soft earth, searching for insects, worms, roots, wild vegetables, just about anything they can eat. Wild boars are very intelligent and are related to the domestic pig. They were once found all through Europe, but were hunted almost to extinction.
Wild boars search for food in groups.
They also have a strong smell. Maybe that's because they like eating garlic.
But the wild boar isn't a secret animal. Here's another clue. Unlike the wild boar, which lives in dirt trenches, the secret animal builds its home.
I know of a bird that lives in Europe, and it builds its home. Perhaps it's the secret animal. If the secret animal builds its home, it might be the hoopoe. Like most other birds, it builds a nest. The hoopoe has an unusual way of defending itself. If it sees a predatory bird overhead, it will lie flat on the ground with its wings and tail stretched out and its beak pointed up at the sky. This makes the hoopoe look bigger than it is and helps scare other birds off.
The secret animal doesn't defend itself like that.
What's another clue?
The secret animal hunts for its food at night.
Most owls hunt at night. Tengmalm's owl lives in forests in Europe and is one of the most common owls. Tengmalm's owl is sometimes called the blind owl, not because it has bad eyesight, but because it is very slow to react. You can often get very close to it during the daytime. The barn owl also hunts at night. Barn owls are welcomed by farmers because they kill rats and mice.
Barn owls like to live in barns and old buildings, but most owls nest in tree holes or on the ground. Owls only build simple homes.
Polecats build dens and burrows. They live in lots of different places, such as sand dunes, barns and woods. Polecats get their name from the French words for chicken cat. They are often blamed by farmers for killing chickens, but they mainly eat small animals, like voles, mice, and even snakes.
The polecat's babies are born blind. The secret animal's babies are also born blind. That's your next clue.
Baby pine martens are born blind. Their eyes open only after 4 or 5 weeks.
Martens are members of the weasel family. They are very good climbers and can leap from branch to branch. The pine marten marks its territory by rubbing its scent on the ground.
Like the polecat, martens have been hunted by people because they occasionally kill chickens. They mostly eat birds, frogs, rabbits and slugs. Is the pine marten the secret animal?
The pine marten is a very secretive animal. It builds its dens in rocks or hollow trees. But the secret animal builds an even more elaborate home.
Field voles build very elaborate homes in grassy fields. They build a living area that's crossed by many different paths. Each path leads to a special place for the nest, the food, and for the toilet. Field voles constantly patrol their territory and attack any intruder with an aggressive display of noisy chattering.
The secret animal's home isn't found in grass. It lives underground.
If the secret animal builds its home underground, then it might be the rabbit. Rabbits originally came from Spain and Portugal, and they now live in most parts of the world.
The rabbit began to spread during the days of the Roman Empire because it was a convenient source of meat.
Although rabbits are often seen during the day, they are most active at night. Baby rabbits are born blind. Young rabbits are ready to start breeding 3 months after they're born.
Maybe that's why there are so many of them.
What about the hare? It looks like the rabbit, but is much bigger. Like rabbits, hares constantly preen their faces and whiskers. They do this to rub off old scents, which they might confuse with new smells. The hare's nostrils and whiskers are always twitching. This means that their senses are alert.
Hares hide in bushes, rock crevices, or in caves. Don't forget, the secret animal builds its home underground.
The weasel lives underground, in dens that it digs in its territory. Weasels hunt for food in family groups, especially during winter. Weasels are good climbers and excellent hunters. Being small animals, they can chase mice down their tunnels. To catch birds, weasels sometimes dance in front of them before they attack. Each weasel has an individual marking. No two are alike. Every spring and autumn, weasels molt, and in the colder parts of Europe, they turn white in winter.
The weasel is a good guess, but the secret animal doesn't change colour. Here's your last clue. The secret animal recognises others in its family by smell.
I know an animal that comes out at night. It has to recognise others by smell, because it has bad eyesight. It's the badger. Is the badger Europe's most secret animal?
Yes, it is. The badger is found right across Europe. It takes great care to avoid people, and it's rarely seen. The badger prefers to live in woodlands.
Yes, and badgers build an elaborate underground home called a set, which is made up of many tunnels and chambers. Generations of badgers may live in the same set. They line their homes with leaves, straw, grass and bracken, which they replace every spring and autumn. Badgers are born blind and spend their first 6 or 7 weeks in a nursery chamber before they begin to explore the rest of the set.
Badgers mainly eat earthworms, but they also eat young mammals, birds and amphibians. At the end of summer, badgers eat a lot of food and grow very fat, so they can store energy for winter. Badgers are not very active during winter, but they don't hibernate.
Badgers also have a reputation for killing domestic animals, such as chickens and lambs, although the red fox is more likely to blame. When threatened, the badger fluffs out its fur to make it look larger and growls to appear ferocious.
But badgers can be gentle animals, and if you are ever lucky enough to find a family playing in the wild, you'll certainly enjoy watching Europe's most secret animals.